Mission to the moon. Continue with your mission.
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about a casual topic, but it might not be that casual. Have you ever had a feeling like, whoever wants to fight this world, go ahead and fight. I can't do it. Should I sleep? This feeling is like, we no longer have any interest in taking action. There is no point in attempting to comprehend the necessary course of action. I have this feeling inside me, a feeling that prevents me from making an effort. I wonder if I do try, would there be any benefits for me? I think that maybe others have felt the same way. Is it possible that this is true? Will there be anything positive if I actually go ahead and do it? It is a sentence I recently came across that claims that making an effort never causes harm to others, but surprisingly, it does hurt us. This sentence is incredibly competitive. It powerfully conveys feelings of disappointment and anger. As such, it is extremely disheartening. In our present era, the feeling I speak of is not dependent on age. Regardless of how old you are, you can experience this sentiment. However, it must be recognized that if you are slightly older, it may be somewhat easier for you to release and let go of things that are going on in your life. Why does it happen that way? We might argue that the rapidly changing and broadening scope of the environment renders efforts virtually futile. No matter how much you possess, own, or aspire to possess, it will never satisfy your deepest aspirations and lead to achieving your lifelong dreams and ultimate success. In essence, it is due to the fact that, at times, the world undergoes swift and abrupt transformations. Despite our efforts, our process still did not align perfectly, like pieces in a jigsaw puzzle. It did not integrate seamlessly into the overall picture, nor did it conform within the confines of the box. Success or dreams, it never arrives, causing us to experience constant disappointment repeatedly as it perpetually repeats. It's the seedling of the fear of disappointment. Let me explain it briefly like this. It's a story about an experiment where he said that if you take a fish that is a predator, this is a freshwater fish known for its predatory nature. Despite its size, it can still be kept in a fish tank. However, this fish tank is distinctive as it has 2 floors. It can be visualized as a regular tank with an additional layer of glass inside, without a bottom, and completely covered. The fish's prey is placed around this glass enclosure. Naturally, when the predatory fish spots its prey, it becomes driven to eat it. It impulsively rushes towards its target, colliding with the glass repeatedly, resulting in injury and exhaustion. Eventually, it loses all its energy and can no longer endure the pain. It collapses at the bottom of the tank, utterly drained. Once it reaches this state, the glass covering is removed. It consumes its prey without hesitation, however. It does not seek further nourishment. It remains motionless, waiting until it eventually starves to death. In comparison, we as humans are faring much better, but still fearing is disappointment. It comes out in the form of a popular stream of karma that develops itself. We can find it on social media. Sometimes I even type it or even write it down. It's a sentence that seems funny, but it's a dark joke or a sick sense of humor because it contains the exhaustion of people's current mental state. For example, whoever wants to fight, go ahead and fight. I'm going to sleep. Wherever there is dedication and perseverance, effort will always be present. This statement holds true as there are moments when we exert ourselves, but unfortunately, things don't always turn out as planned. There is another viewpoint where we believe there's nothing we can possibly do to change a situation. Instead, we tend to rely on others to take action, using an excuse similar to that. This mindset of not making an effort has become a popular tendency in response to disappointments. It implies that it's not because we lack the ability to achieve something, but rather because we choose not to doing it. To console ourselves, we convince ourselves that we can tolerate the feeling of loss or the uncertainty generated within us. When considering this point, many individuals might ask, what? Are we supposed to abandon our efforts? What will happen? Regardless of the outcomes of our lives, will we have the ability to extricate ourselves from this situation? This text carries the seed of a fear known as the fear of disappointment. It is a terrifying seed, much like the fish story I mentioned earlier, which I shared with you previously. It is actually believed that giving up is not a mistake. There are individuals whose lives are uncomplicated, and this simplicity serves as their purpose for existence. If we thoroughly analyze it, it can be attained but remains unattained. With out of reach, not out of reach is more different than you might think. The first case is that we can do it, but do not do it because we realize that we have enough ability, but we choose not to do it. Please select the most suitable path for your requirements. But if it can't be done, then it won't be done. Often it arises from the realization that one's abilities are insufficient to meet needs. Therefore, I sought a way to cope that was most appropriate for my physical and mental state at that time. According to Leon Festinger's theory, this mental state is called cognitive dissonance, occurs when we encounter 2 opposing sets of information, typically leading to a clash with our pre-existing beliefs, values, and ideas. Such dissonance arises when the newfound information contradicts or conflicts with our existing thoughts and perspectives. As children, we were considered intelligent, but as we grew up, we found ourselves among exceptionally gifted individuals. This reinforced the belief that putting in effort does not always guarantee success, as not everyone who tries can succeed. Even so, our ordinary existence amidst prodigies and talented individuals became a harsh reality. In addition, this state of not being aware of the truth is another reason why goals are never achieved. This case occurs with goals related to changing habits and taking care of health, such as wanting to lose weight but still eating ice cream all the time, seeing ice cream and not being able to eat it, or wanting to lose weight but feeling irritated one day, wanting to eat something sweet and feeling irritated every day, including knowing that some things are not good, but we still choose to do them. Facing challenging situations on a daily basis is inevitable in today's information-driven world. Just like smoking, these situations can destroy the beliefs, values, and ideas that define us. In fact, it's crucial for our identity that we hold on to certain values or knowledge. Unfortunately, we live in a time when these beliefs can be shattered in mere minutes, leaving us questioning our goals, needs, and abilities. This constant onslaught of doubt threatens our very sense of self. With the abundance of information, the battle for one's identity has become a daily struggle. Nevertheless, we must stay strong and resilient in the face of these challenges. Frequently, when we seek the answer to a question, we encounter a frustrating dead end that declares it to be impossible. This often leads to a severe disappointment, which in turn can trigger an emotional breakdown. This explains the importance of resilience and its role in overcoming such setbacks. When it breaks, build it again. This is an alternative concept that aids the younger generation in progress amidst confusion and disillusionment. However, for those grappling with disappointment on a regular basis, it can become wearisome. This weariness leads us to preemptively reject opportunities before they have a chance to reject us, until eventually we are forced to confront disappointment and failure. In the process of developing a new identity that avoids disappointment, we may create a rift within our sense of self, resulting in thoughts and personality traits that manifest as maladjustment and personality disorders, corroding our self-confidence and self-esteem to the point of collapse. This self-destructive behavior can be labeled as self-sabotage. Often, there may appear to be personal justifications for such behavior, like desiring to wake up early, but persistently sleeping in to compensate for lost sleep. The belief being that if you wake up early, you will deprive yourself of necessary rest, which is detrimental to one's overall health. If we find ourselves caught in a cycle of self-sabotage, it may be helpful to examine whether we exhibit any of these symptoms: reluctance to accept assistance, setting goals that are either too ambitious or too petite, avoiding or only selectively engaging with others, engaging in negative self-talk, consistently criticizing ourselves, regularly making excuses or blaming others first, regularly seeking approval from others, reluctant to express concerns, pressuring one's own needs, not expecting high expectations, behaving in a way that contradicts needs even when there is a reason. Today, we have 5 recommendations if you have self-sabotage symptoms from Very Well Mind and Better. One crucial aspect is to consistently make time to acknowledge your emotions. Often, we experience feelings of insecurity, confusion, and a lack of understanding regarding our current emotional state. It is important to regularly set aside time to comprehensively identify the origin of these feelings, determine the needs they provoke, and document your reactions to various situations in order to comprehend your emotional tendencies. The second step is to confront and acknowledge the new knowledge or beliefs we have obtained. With a fresh accumulation of data, we come to the realization that we are faced with a predicament. The third is to practice forgiving yourself. Accepting the fact that the old data set has broken down can lead to resentment of yourself for holding on to the value you once held. Forgiveness allows us to move forward into the future in a better way.
When attempting to make changes in your life, it's crucial to identify exactly what you want to change. It's all too easy to become sidetracked or uncertain. Writing down your goals will keep you focused, prevent insecurities, and assist you in achieving the desired transformation.
A key point that is highlighted in point number 5 is it underscores the significance of direct communication as a means to express one's needs. Often, individuals who are facing challenges prefer to keep their insecurities hidden from others. Consequently, they may convey their thoughts in a confusing or intricate manner, missing out on the opportunity to genuinely address their needs. Effective communication plays a fundamental role in practicing self-love. Though it can be difficult, we will overcome these obstacles, emerging as stronger individuals. We appreciate your support in our mission to the moon.
Mission to the moon. Continue with your mission.